2013, you write that article for highlights, and that gets you to start thinking maybe there's a full book here. What's that process like when you start imagining Petra Luna, and how long does it take you to get some kind of manuscript together?
For this one, I wrote the article, and I have a 7-year-old son. I was pregnant with him when I started writing it, and I remember writing the article and doing the research behind it to see if my family story was actually true or not. And when I found all the details that in fact it had happened, and to realize that the details of the strife and the turmoil my great grandmother had endured were actually true, that's when I figured, you know what, this has to be more than an article. So I turned it into a picture book. So I had my picture book. It was 1,500 words, and it was a humongous picture book. And I took it to conferences, and people would say, "Oh no, this is too long. The voice doesn't sing well and whatnot." So finally, I took it to one. I kept practicing, trying to make it better. I took it to another conference a year later, and yeah, it was a year later. And an agent told me she wanted to see the whole thing, and I said, "Well, you're holding the whole thing." I said, "It's a picture book." And she said, "Oh, really?" And she said, "Well, oh, I thought it was a middle grade novel." And I said, "No, it's a picture book." She said, "Oh, no, you have to turn this into a novel. I want to see what happens to the character before and after this scene." And I said, "Okay, all right, I'll have it in about a year for you." You know, I didn't want to lose touch base with her. And she said, "No." She said, "Take your time. It's going to take you a while." And yeah, she was absolutely right. It took me another 5 years, you know, with the research and the writing. And of course, I had 2 small kids, but it morphed from a picture book to a middle grade novel, and it ended up being this huge manuscript that I submitted to an agent, and it got split to 2 books. There's actually 2 books I had been working on, luckily. And so Barefoot Dreams of Petra Luna is book 1 that follows Petra Luna in Mexico. And book 2, which is coming out next year, follows Petra Luna in the United States. So you never know, you know, you start out an article thinking, you know, it's just going to be an article, but if you pay attention and you have that drive and that passion, it might morph, you know, into a picture book or a middle grade. So,
can we give that agent credit? What was the agent's name?
Yes, her name is Lawrence, Trisha Lawrence. She's with Erin Murphy. Yeah, she was fabulous. She was fantastic.
And Ms. Lawrence, if you're listening, you're welcome on the show anytime, of course. And the second book comes out next year. Do we have a final title on that one yet?
I think they told me today. I think we're still debating with it, but it might be called On the Other Side of the River. Okay. I think. Don't quote me yet, but I think that's what it may be.
And that'll be out right around September next year is the plan?
Yeah, that's a plan. Right now we're working on the edits, and yeah, we're pushing for September of next year.